See if we can find it. Here we go. M-Class Frontier. We are about to take this apart, put it back together, so we can see how this thing's built. I'll go ahead and take off all the M-Class parts that were used. These, Deimos thrusters, and Deimos cowling. Those make up a big portion of the shape of the ship. Okay, so there's those 4 parts. Let's go ahead and build out the rest of it. I'm going to set these next to each other like that. Alright, so the rest of the winged situation, we have Avontech. So let's do it like this, because this is where it's positioned. The Deimos bumper, the Avontech wing, and then I did this, but I don't know if I really need that as much anymore. So that was on the inside. Yeah, we can see how that was positioned. And these weapons I had mounted there. See that thing? So yeah, that sticks to the inside of that. And the weapons mount to there. Landing gears are also there in line with all of that right there. Okay, so that's the whole wing come off of the left side of the ship. Now on the front side, so actually let's get the rest of this off. So this piece, and this piece. Now those are Derretech, so you need Derretech, whoops, for those. Then we've got our weapons. There's 2 guns here, both on the same weapon mount. There's a pretty easy way to do that. I can show you how to do it. There's the shield. Here are our missiles on the top of the ship. These are all mounted on top of each other. Here's the J-type reactor. Super small C-class reactor. Here's, let me lower this down. We can zoom in. Yeah, right there. Shielded cargo. These tiny bits come from Star Wars mods. So go get the Star Wars ship mods, and it comes with all the little parts that they're built with. And these are some of those little parts. Okay, y'all see that? Now here's the cockpit, top side connected to a 2x1 habitat. Okay, so cockpit. Then we've got the frontier and I believe an engineering bay. And associated windows. Landing gears. Front side landing gears. Here's that habitat. Okay. Let's get the backside pulled apart a little bit. So Derretech slope right there. Derretech cowling aft port side. Derretech cowling aft starboard side, right side of the ship. We've got our Deimos cowling. I put that there just so there'd be a little red spot to match the red that was... You can't paint the M-Class parts. So this red right here, unavoidable. So that's why I put red here. Red and gray. That's what I went with because that's just what the M-Class part was already painted as. And then I like this engine setup because you've got like 4 circles here, 4 circles here, and 2 circles here connecting them. So it's like a straight line across. But there's multiple engines here stacked on top of each other. You want to have easier ship building installed so you can just put the parts there. Like I could just put this here and it doesn't turn red, you know. But yeah, that's... And that move I'm doing there, I put the part where I want it and I leave it there, but it's not snapped yet. So to make it snap, I go over to my ship, I hit left bumper, and then press A. See how that snapped it together? So anyways, let's keep pulling the back end apart. We've got shroud, cowling, and there's the landing gear. So that landing gear snaps onto that. And then I just hid the bottom side of it by putting that there. Easy peasy. So there's our gear. Okay. There's our landing bay, Matilija. You have to get this one because the entrance walks straight in. It doesn't go up a ladder. And so you're able to enter in right there. Anyways, there's those. And then the main habitat is this big TIG 3x3x2 2-story habitat empty module. And then y'all can already see on the underside there's the Docker. Okay. So there is most of it disassembled. I've left the right side wing on just because they're the same on either side. So here we go. Let's keep this short and sweet. We're going to put it all back together. Oh no, see how that's stacked right there? You can just copy this. And then left bumper, A, done. Copy, A. Left bumper, A, done. And then delete the extras. So we had 3 of those. 1 of these on either side. And then you've got the shroud cowling. Anytime something doesn't snap in place, I just do that move where you highlight the ship and then you press A and it snaps it. Alright, so moving on. Derretech slope goes right in there. Oh, just kidding. Derretech slope goes right there. And then these cowlings can go here. And that's all just a setup for this cowling, this habitat. That's just so it's a clean line leading up to that habitat on top. Because I had to have it go up that high to match the M-class part. All this is built around the concept of using M-class parts. So that's the main thing there. Alright, moving on. We're gonna put the rest, let me get a better angle here so you can see where these are going. Up with the camera. Okay. If you're ever having trouble with your camera, don't forget, just level it out, see where you're at, and then get back on the level of your ship. And then it's easier to control the camera. At least that's what I find. It can be frustrating at times. Now, here is interesting part. Copy that. We got 2 of those. Check this out. Take one, put it where you want it, right there. Okay. Are those the same angle? Yeah. And then get the second one and just put it exactly on top of the first one and then press up on your D-pad. And then press A. Leave it hovering there. Now press left bumper on your ship and then press A. And then press A one more time. And now we've got, you can't tell until you take it apart, but there are 2 weapons. Both of those weapons are now fused onto the same, excuse me, my nose, oh my gosh. Onto the same weapon mount. So you can just delete the extra one. You don't need it no more. Put this back on here. I'm just trying to make sure, I explain assembly as fully as possible so that it's not confusing. See that landing gear? So we got this landing gear on the other side. Now the cockpit goes up here. Okay. That's the Kontiki by Derretech, which has the entrance in the back. So it's a Kontiki that doesn't require you to climb up into it, you just walk into it. And I've got that going in from the shroud, empty shroud control station up on top of the ship. Okay. Now moving on, I put my shield right there in the middle. I like to have the missiles there too. Now here's all these little itty bitty things. Let me try to grab that. There we go. Put them all together. That did not snap in the right spot. Takes the longest sometimes trying to get these little parts. There it goes. Okay, got that. Here's our grav drive, also going inside of the shield. Alright, moving on along. We've got our itty bitty fuel tank coming off of, again, coming off our Star Wars ships. Download Dinjarin ship, download, if you can find the X-Wing. I haven't looked in the creations recently, so X-Wing might be there now. It wasn't there last time I checked. At least for Xbox players. You PC players get all the cool stuff. Alright, now moving on, we've got landing gears also on the front side here. And then I went with an engineering bay on the bottom. And the frontier habitat right there. And then I just stuck a couple windows on them. Okay, so we are getting it put together. Let's go ahead and assemble these parts of this wing here, which, super simple. Bam. There's all your shaping on the side of the ship with that one M-class piece. And then we'll take this, put it right here, press A, go back here, highlight your ship, press A again. Now we've got all that put together. Let's go ahead and stick the other front side piece on. I overlap it so they naturally snap together like that, but I'd go one over so it lines up with the rest of the ship. Alright, now let's get all this in here. Get in here. Alright, so we want this down here. I'll delete that extra one. Then this doesn't have a snap point on this side, so in order to get that there, you have to have this piece on first. Either that or your weapons. Either one of them works as long as there's something on the other side of that beam, the Deimos support beam. Now we can get that in there. Okay, so itty bitty wing. About to be much bigger when we put this on it. And then final touch is the Avontech. Right in there with the Deimos bumper. Nominal. We've got nominal. That's the ship right there. M-class. Completed. So you need Derretech, you need Matilija, you need Darkstar to build it at the Darkstar terminal. You need Avontech for these wings. What else do we need? M-class parts, obviously. And then you'll need the TIG, which gives you this habitat here, this giant habitat. And yeah, that's the M-class ship. I think I'm going to back out.